Hey guys, welcome back to ozzyandraereact. I'm Ray.
I'm Ozzy, and today we're going to be discussing the vaccination. So I'm gonna start off with this conversation. Um, for a while, I was totally against the whole vaccination. I wouldn't go as far as saying that I was an anti-vaxxer. It was just that had a few concerns about the amount of time it took, or the lack of the amount of time it took for them to come up with a vaccination for this, and I'm still unsure of it. However, Ray had to recently go into the hospital for unvirus related situation, right? And just being in there, it was a little scary.
It took me a little while to even want to even get up enough courage to go because we live in Florida and the virus is so rampant.
And we found we found out how rampant it was.
Right, but I had to go. I had to go and get some things taken care of, so we ended up going.
And upon this trip, I've seen seemingly healthy men walk into this medical room and fall out. I'm talking about fall clean out on the floor. This is not a sci-fi movie I'm talking about. This is not something I've seen on the news. Because at first, I never even knew anyone that had it for a while, or I think my brother had it, but he had a cough for a few days, nothing really major. His girlfriend also had it at the time.
And this was the beginning of the pandemic. This wasn't this Delta variant. This was the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah, towards the beginning.
The first strain, yeah.
And, that we knew of. He had a little cough, nothing major. Got over it. Everything's cool. We even just recently hung out. So I never knew anyone that really had it and anything bad happened to them or any long-lasting effects. I definitely don't know anyone that died from it. And most people I talked to said that they don't know anyone that died from it. So with that being said, you see the media and how this thing is pushed. You're like, hey, maybe, there's something going on, some type of propaganda that they're out here pushing. Because out of all my Facebook friends, which I have a lot of, I don't know anyone that died from it. So, that was my ignorance speaking at the time. So we're in this hospital the other day, and I see people falling out. And the hospital was so packed that we're sitting out. They have Ray out in a hallway on a bed. Her bed is out in the hallway. They didn't have any more rooms available. And the rooms that were being used or occupied, it was ugly. It was they had to have the doors closed. They had like warning signs on the windows of the room saying that you had to have all this gear to even enter into the room. And we're like approximately 10 feet away from these doors or away from these rooms. And it just wasn't a good feeling that I had in there. And then to hear, or to see the doctors and nurses on staff running around, running up and down, saying, they're about to lose somebody and they can't breathe. And it's just, it was just ugly. I hated to see that. And, I felt very vulnerable. To give you a little background about me, I'm in my early 30s. So is Ray. We're both pretty healthy. And people our age, I don't know, we still have that kind of I'm invincible syndrome. Like, right. We think we still can't be fazed by anything. A lot of us, not all of us. But I felt very invincible.
Invincible?
I guess if that's the word you want to use. Right. I felt I was humbled. It was a humbling experience. And I was nervous. And I had a mask on, of course. I even asked the nurse for a second mask. But it's a real thing. It's definitely a real thing. And saying all that to say this, 2 days ago, it was the very next day after we left that hospital, me and Ray went and got the vaccine, the first dose.
Yeah, we started scouring the city to see if we could get one. A lot of well, we went to one. We went to one that night. I scheduled the appointment that night, didn't I?
Yes.
I scheduled an appointment at Walgreens that night for us to go. They were out of vaccines. We went the next day early. I had an appointment that day, the next day. But right after the appointment, we went to Sam's Club. They were out of vaccines. I called the CVS. I couldn't even get anybody on the telephone. And I guess now that because I don't remember this in our city before the Delta variant had popped up. They had a big federal site in our city. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
They had a big federal site that they shut down. I guess because everybody was necessarily getting over it, but they have them at the CVS. If you need it, you can go there. Your doctor's office may have it. Things were calming down a little bit. Cities were opening up. But they are opening up, they're called wellness buses in our town, where you can go, you fill out the paperwork, they have a bus where you get your vaccine, and then you sit on a bus for another 15 minutes so they can watch to make sure you don't have any allergic reactions. And we found one of those. So we were able to get on one of those buses, and we were able to get the vaccine.
And, we're not, I hope you don't think or believe that, we're getting paid to say this, or we're trying
fear mongering.
Yeah, or we're trying to do some type of fear mongering. This is just our story and how I feel about it. I feel like for some reason this whole vaccination situation created like a divide against the ones that feel everyone should get vaccinated and the anti-vaxxers. I personally, it's none of my business what you do. I did what was best for me and my family. And plus, selfishly, I would also like to be able to travel. And I think this whole thing is going to boil down to is that you will not be able to travel, or there will be travel restrictions if you are not vaccinated. They already have certain events that are for vaccination only, which I don't know. I'm not sure if I agree with.
There's actually a restaurant in Florida, not in Florida, in Georgia, where you actually cannot go in unless you're vaccinated.
Yeah, I know.
That's the first I've heard over.
I don't know if I like that.
Over this part of the world. I don't know about any other part of the world. I know Florida, Ron DeSantis ain't going for it.
Who is Ron DeSantis?
Ron DeSantis is the governor. He's not going for it, and I know that only because the Carnival cruise ships depart from out of here, and they wanted to do nobody could get on a boat unless you're vaccinated. But Ron DeSantis said, "Well, we don't need those boats around here if that's what we're gonna do." So I guess they decided, you can get on the boat vaccinated or not. But
it's with limited access. I believe that's what I saw.
I think so too. I think that it's going to boil down to that, and I think Florida is going to take a little bit longer for it to actually come to pass the way it will in other parts of the United States of America.
Mainly because of our governor.
Right. But I think it's definitely going to come down to that. And I don't want it to, the reason why I did it was because I don't want it to come, my kids are going to eat no matter what. So if I got to get a vaccine to go into a grocery store, I'm going to get the vaccine to go to the grocery store so I can feed my kids.
Not just that. The main reason why I did it is the main reason why I did it is because we're not saying you get this vaccination and it's a cure all and you can't get it.
Because you can.
So the main reason why I did it is, like I said, the experience that I saw in the hospital. It let me know this thing is very real. I am not, a superhero, and. From my understanding is that if you are vaccinated, you can still possibility that you can catch this virus, but it shouldn't be deadly to you. It shouldn't be anything more than a cold, a common cold, or maybe a flu or whatever, right?
Right.
That's from what I gather. And that sounds okay to me. If that's what it is, it sounds okay. Because I was definitely against getting this whole, I seen all the conspiracy theories and people turning magnetic and all kind of stuff. I've seen the conspiracy theories, and the government's trying to do something to sabotage. Hey, whatever. I was against it for a long time, and I waved the white flag. They won.
Because this virus is not
If this is what they wanted me to do, you win. I saw what I saw, and you win. Damn it.
Right.
I don't want any more trouble. Listen. It can't be me. I can't let that be me, my wife, or my kids. I just can't let that happen on my watch. A second note, selfishly, I just recently purchased season tickets to one of my favorite football teams, NFL football teams. And I spent really good money on these tickets. And I absolutely refuse to be told that I can't enjoy my season tickets for the first time ever, that is. I've never purchased season tickets before, which I probably should have, because I usually go to about 3-4 games a year anyway. So this year I just decided to get the whole shebang, the whole experience, right? And I have a feeling that they're going to say, you can only go to certain areas if you're vaccinated. And, like I said, I'm not pushing this whole agenda out there. These are my concerns.
Mm-hmm.
These are just my concerns. And, if you decide not to be vaccinated, I definitely respect that. I respect that's your own prerogative and that's your privacy. I respect that. But please, no matter what you do, vaccinated or not, when you're out in public places, can you please put a mask on?
Please wear your mask. Wipe your carts down when you're at the store. Wipe your hands off when you get in your car from the grocery store. Wash your hands when you get home. Please, y'all. This virus don't have a face. It don't have a race. It don't have an age. And it's coming for everybody.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't discriminate. It's coming for your neck. It does not discriminate.
It's coming for your neck, and you have to protect yourself. So please, y'all, wear your mask. And that's another thing. You go out in public, or at least in Florida. I don't know about nowhere else. As a matter of fact, we traveled this weekend to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And we stopped at restrooms. And we stopped at gas stations. And I'll probably say, out of the couple hundred people that we ran into, I would say about 30 of them had their mask on.
I feel like that's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. With this virus going on, that's unacceptable. And I can't believe how people are so, like you said, if they seen what we seen, people are just so nonchalant about it. Even with the new variants and stuff, they're nonchalant about it. And I just think in order to protect yourself, you need to put your mask on.
And it's not just about protecting yourself. It's also the people that you care about, or right. Even people that you don't even know, right? Because you could have this virus, right? And
not know it
because you don't have any symptoms, but you could spread it and pass it to other people. That's where the issue lies. So if I also seen people not washing their hands in the restroom, just do what they do and just leave.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's to me unacceptable, regardless if there's whatever's out there, the virus or not. That's just unacceptable. It's nasty. But just please, just keep your hands washed. If you're in public places, wear a mask. If you decide to get vaccinated, listen, if this podcast today doesn't do anything but encourage just one person to just go take that step forward and, take this thing seriously. Because like I said, what I saw in that hospital was scary. It was very scary. And I don't think my generation's seen anything like this before.
I don't think so either.
We've seen many things. 9/11.
Mm-hmm. We
went through the housing market crash, and what was that, in 2007, 2008?
Yeah. We've been through a lot of stuff.
We've been through a lot of things, but this
is unlike any other.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. This almost made the whole world stop at one point in time. But that's really it for today. like I said, we're not trying to push anyone else's agenda. We're just trying to get this information out there.
Telling you what we see. That's it.
And like I said, it doesn't matter what race, creed, anything. It doesn't matter what religion. This thing is out there to get everybody. And just take your proper precautions. And with that, please like, comment, subscribe, and share.
And stay safe out there, y'all.
And have a blessed day.
Yep, we'll see you in our next video.